The usually calm and tranquil Egleton Reserve at Rutland Water is a hive of activity this morning as they make ready to host the bird fair from the 17th to the 19th of August. We make our way past the marquees to our first port of call of the morning, the Redshank Hide. This is Lax Hill, and just over the other side of Lax Hill lies Manton Bay and the Linden Reserve. We were last there in April of this year to film Maya, the unringed female, and her mate 33, who'd returned and laid 3 eggs. All 3 eggs eventually hatched, but unfortunately one chick died, probably as a result of the cold wet spring. But thankfully the other 2 chicks, a male and a female, have survived and thrived. And at the time of making this film, it seems that the young female has already flown to either a different part of the reserve or has already started her journey back to Africa. According to the website, it seems that the young male is a little less eager to leave. There's not really a great deal to see from the Redshank Hide. We have a family of coot, and this hide is always a good place to see stock dove. A little egret busily searches for prey. And in among the reeds, a young moorhen. Looking way out, great crested grebes and a youngster bobbing like tops on the surface of the water. We take the woodland paths to the next group of hides. In the spring these woods were loud with bird song, but no bird song today. Just the breeze. After a long hot period, we've at last had 2 or 3 days of welcome rain, and you can almost hear the foliage breathe a sigh of relief, and then you get that indescribable smell in the air. Absolutely wonderful. And all sorts of berries have started to appear, reminding us that autumn is only a few weeks away. The dry, cracked earth is moist again and will soon recover. And new green shoots are starting to appear. Surprising how quickly grass can recover. When we reach our next port of call, the Sandpiper Hide, which overlooks Lagoon 4, and we watch young common tern darting and swooping in front of us. And then suddenly a flash of wings, and it's an osprey with a fish, and then joined by another, and then another, 3 ospreys, and then the osprey with the fish descends onto the perch to finish its meal, and we watch this pair of young great-crested grebes splashing in the water, now independent from their parents. This female tufted duck keeps a watchful eye on her brood. And just on the edge of the sandbank, a pair of teal, the male in eclipse plumage, with his green flash on the wing. And way off on the far side of the island, a pair of Egyptian geese. We move on now to our final port of call for today, the Shoveler Hide. As we look out of the hide window across the scrape, a wealth of waders is promised. We have green sandpiper, as I've mentioned in the past, so called because of their green legs. Also excellent views of common snipe, one of my favourite birds. Usually secretive, preferring to stick to the edge of water and the undergrowth, but today quite happily feeding out in the open. Maybe because it's been so dry and the mud has been baked hard, it's been more difficult to find places to feed. But it's rich pickings here today. Also feeding on the scrape we have a solitary ruff and yet more teal. We watch this male in eclipse plumage busily sifting through the mud. It's a really good mix of waders out there. We have red shank and a common sandpiper too. The snipe with its beautiful markings comes even closer. And as a fine rain descends, it's time we headed home. See you next time.